Hey, Tori Wilson. Hey there, baby girl. Have you got a couple of minutes for your general manager? There's an urgent matter I need to speak to you about.
Actually, Teddy, I'm supposed to catch a flight and I'm already running late. I'd love to stay and talk, but...
That's okay. Don't worry about it, Tori. I don't want to be responsible for my number one diva missing her flight. You feel me? I'll catch up with you next week.
Thanks, Teddy. I'll see you Thursday.
Damn! I hate to see that girl go, but I love watching her leave. Holla!
What was that? Teddy? Oh my God, Teddy! Don't worry, Teddy. It's going to be okay. Help! Somebody please help!
All right, go for it.
Oh, tell you what, when this red dot's going like it is now, us guys of the galaxy will cue you into the perfect podcast for the third episode of the video game talk show. And that's what you're listening to, sir. We are Richie
Or ma'am,
Pepperfield.
or madam, or madam.
For those people who are listening, I just blinked my eyes twice at him.
Yeah.
So I'm Richie Pepperfield once again.
I am Kyle Schneider.
There he is. So this is episode 3. So we're talking video games, and yeah, as you cannot see for the video, the people who see the video here, we're doing Smackdown Vs Raw 2006 though. So Kyle's background, mine, it's just more so for the franchise itself. But what I thought is what I think of. So that is probably going to be our big focus later on in the show. But first, Kyle, there's news.
There is some news, some good news too, some really good news. Starting off the news here, we have Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 is being remade and put on the current gen consoles.
September.
Yes, I'm more of a Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 guy, but also I did not play too much Tony Hawk Pro Skater. It wasn't necessarily my forte. I think I had it and it was fun, but I wasn't that big into it. But I'll definitely be picking this up because of how great it looks compared to obviously.
That's how it should be. That's PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
To PlayStation 4, like
because when you look at like
2 is
when you look at Saints Row 3 is getting remastered right now, right? It's like it doesn't necessarily look too different than it already did.
But this one does.
This one looks completely different. It looks the original games were more digitized, more shitty graphics, obviously because of the PS1, and now they're remaking them and they look literally like they look like it's like Skate 3, like the game Skate 3, probably even better.
Yeah.
So those are being remastered, available in September on PS4, Xbox One, I think, maybe even Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure, and probably PC. And hopefully they make a third remake, because I'll pick up all 3 of them for sure. But then also I found out something. There's another game coming out called Skate XL, which is another skateboarding game that is being made by the people that made Skate 3. And I know Pep's eyes just perked up because that's everybody's wanted a Skate 4 for years since Skate 3 came out. So this might possibly be Skate 4. I don't know too much on it. I'm going to definitely look more into it probably as soon as I'm done here with the podcast because this is probably hopefully going to be even better than the Tony Hawk remix.
Yeah, so it's something that we can look into because, I mean, I like Skate. It just didn't have that thing that grabbed my attention. Like, Tony Hawk was really good. Skate was fun, but, like, Skate was way more difficult just to do a basic kickflip. I mean, a lot more realism there, but I felt like it was more, I don't know, it just didn't have that same feel that Tony Hawk had. But great games. I really been looking forward for the next one, especially on these consoles.
I'm definitely excited for those. Also, Grand Theft Auto 5 is currently until May 21st is currently available for free on the Epic Games website for the PC. My cousin is he's a PC player, and he's wanted me to get GTA 5 on the PC for a while, and I was kind of procrastinating it, but now it's free. So I've downloaded it, and I look forward to playing that soon with my cousin, doing some cool stuff. But yeah, if anybody wants GTA 5 for free on the PC, go on epicgames.com, go to the store, and you'll find it for free, absolutely free. You just have to have a account with the two-factor thing enabled on it. And then the last piece of news here that I had to look up the name of, this game called Lumen in the Land of Nanite. I don't really give a fuck about the game, but the game is the game gave us the first preview at what the PS5 is going to look like. I sent it to you, Peps. I don't know if you watched it or not.
I watched something today. I was pretty busy, but I was gonna say I saw a thing with a controller where it had like different.
That's fake. That's not real.
It better be real.
It's fake. But yeah, this game showed the. I'll send it to you now because I'm on my phone. And I already sent it to you, but I'll send it to you again. Yeah, so it showed basically the first look of what the PS5, not the actual PS5, but the PS5 graphics and what the games will look like.
Okay.
And this game looks absolutely incredible, dude. This game looks as if it's real. Almost like when I looked at it, I thought it was like a live action trailer for a game or something like that, but it's not. It's just a game that's running on the PS5 engine.
That's awesome.
So that's really cool. Hopefully we get some more news on, like, it seems like with Xbox Scarlet or whatever the hell the next one is, we pretty much know everything. Like, they've already revealed a lot of games that are going to be available at launch. They showed off what the console looks like. Like, they've showed pretty much everything. And then with the PS5, I feel like we have absolutely nothing. Like, they showed off all the like tech stuff, but neither you or I are into all that. What the RAMs are and all that. You know, the crazy, like,
Because it like computers, like one computer can be built to play this one, and then it's not strong enough for that one. But
Yeah.
when you have a PlayStation 4 game, PlayStation 5, then if you go buy from the store, it's going to work on the damn thing.
Yeah.
The only thing is really, do you have enough memory for it? And then, you know, us good brothers here, we have the external hard drives. Like,
Yeah,
we
have
made
like
it so
2
we have
terabyte
enough
hard drives.
room. Yeah, so it's like we're good, and like that's it. You don't have to say, "Oh, I have to upgrade my sound card. I have to do this." Like,
Yeah.
no, like give me the PS5. I can go to the store and can do this. And when you look at the games and you go, "Wow, this looks good. This one looks like fun. My friend's got this. It's good." That's all you need.
Exactly.
You don't have to anything else.
So yeah, like, they showed off all that stuff, but they haven't showed the console yet. They haven't showed the controller. They haven't showed like the
They showed
home
the pictures of the
screens.
controller.
Did they? Like a
Yeah,
while ago, right?
yeah.
I think I remember that, but they
That's
haven't
that white
showed.
and black one.
Yeah. Okay. They haven't showed the console
Nope.
off. I don't think they haven't showed the like the menu screen. Haven't really showed anything off. And they also haven't really. I guess technically that game that I just said is one, but that's because that was like the demo. So there's only one game so far I think that we know about. New games, because other than that, Call of Duty Warzone and Fortnite also, I think I had mentioned it that it probably happened, but since then it has been confirmed that Fortnite will be available on the next gen consoles the day they launch. But when it comes to like newer brand new games, we only know about that one game, I guess, that's on the PS5. So hopefully we get some really big news soon on what the console looks like, some games, hopefully a GTA 6.
Yeah, I like that they're being quiet about things because Xbox is showing their hands. They even showed their load screen the other day,
Yeah.
and I just feel like they're
What's
like,
that?
"Yeah,
It
we're
looked
gonna get
nice.
yeah." It seemed bland. I mean, not bad, but I like that they're showing their cards because I think that PlayStation will be like, "Okay," because it's okay, and they're gonna be like, "All right, we can do better." Like they did better with the PS4, they'll do better with. I mean, come on, better than like. Why would you name something the Scarlet? That doesn't even sound good.
If Scarlett Johansson doesn't do like a Siri voiceover for the system, I'll be very disappointed.
I doubt it. They're more robotic. It's Microsoft. Like
Mhm.
they're not clever.
I mean, they can be clever when they need to.
No, they're gonna roll out Halo for their like 19th game, and it's gonna be just as good as Halo Reach.
Suppose what happens if they put a game that you like as a Xbox exclusive?
Yeah, they did that with Saints Row 1. Hence why I bought
Well,
an
yeah.
Xbox 360, and I regret it to this day. I wish I could just borrowed someone's because I bought a system I hardly use. I like Forza because it's realistic racing, but it is tough game. But I just look at it as a wasted
So
$200
yeah,
I spent.
basically, if they came out and said Saints Row 5 is an Xbox exclusive, what are you doing?
I guess I ain't playing.
Damn.
I'm so committed to the cause at this point. My 360 was a bad. The thing is, if it was different, like when you had PlayStation and like N64, for the most part, those games were separate, you know?
Yeah.
And even when, we're talking about WWE games later. When I had a PlayStation and my neighbors had they had a PlayStation, Xbox, GameCube. We talked about this, in person stuff.
Mhm.
I had WWE. One had Day of Reckoning. The other one had Raw 2.
Yeah.
So like I could have an Xbox and play a whole different WWE series. But when it comes to the point of now, it's like the consoles are more like, oh, well, you play on Xbox, you play on PlayStation. And it's like, okay, my friend's playing the same game, but he's on a different console and we can't either play together. But if he was like, oh, I got Xbox because of Halo, Forza, I like Raw better than SmackDown, I like MLB 2K versus MLB The Show. Like when they're separate, you could say, I'm going to buy two systems, buy two separate games. And I get why they don't do that because it's easier to just make one game for both. But I kind of wish that they would just go back to making separate games for separate consoles sometimes, because then you could say, then I would possibly go, it's worth me getting an Xbox because I kind of want to play all these games versus there's only two different. Like what's for me really is an Xbox game I have to have, because it certainly isn't Halo anymore. I haven't liked that since Halo 2.
I've never really had Xbox exclusive game that's made me have to get it. Like I was never a Halo guy, never a Gears of War guy, and those are really the only like two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've always had an Xbox just because I have some friends, or I used to have a lot of friends that would have Xbox, so I'd have Xbox so I can jump on with them and play GTA or something like that. And I'm also a collector. I like to collect things. I collect Funko Pops and stuff like that. So I enjoy being able to look at my my collection of consoles that I have. So I have the PS4, the PS3, the PS2, the Xbox One, the 360, the original Xbox, stuff like that. I enjoy having each one of each system. So I'll probably end up getting the Scarlet. Like PlayStation, I'd be more inclined to be purchasing. Luckily for me, and this might sound like, oh, good for you, dickhead. Luckily my father owns a pawn shop, so normally a couple months after the new systems come out, he normally has one in his store that I can swipe, that he'll let me take. So the PS5 I'd be more inclined to purchase. But both the PS5 and the Xbox One I'll probably wait till he gets it in the shop. But I'll end up grabbing both. But I'm a PlayStation guy. That's my main console.
Yeah. If it was more like the Switch, where you have all those Nintendo properties that are not going anywhere, like that's where it would be like inclined. You're like, okay, I want to play Mario Kart. If I want to play like Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, like it goes down the list. You're like, I need that console. Like I'm right now, Switch. Like I want to play Animal Crossing, but I don't have a Switch. Like, So it's just one of those things. Like Xbox, I'm not gonna play Gears of War and Halo. So why would I have the console? Because when I had the 360, I started getting some used games for each system, and then I realized I could have just got those on PlayStation and just trophy hunted on that one instead of I got these just to. And I even have the games like next to me. I have a bunch of Wii ones and stuff. So I was thinking in my head, I'm like, a bunch of these games, like New Vegas, I could have got just on PS3. Like,
I mean, I kind of did the same thing. I would get some games like that, but then I also was like, I'd rather just play on the PlayStation. So the only games I really have for like the Xbox One is like GTA 5, stuff like that. That's like I might actually
have for the PlayStation too.
Yeah, it's a game that I already have for the PlayStation, but I have it for the Xbox just in case.
But you can't even go between your account. Like you can't just like add.
Yeah, you can.
I thought once you upload your character, you upload your character once.
What do you mean?
So when we had them on like the PS3, and then you upload your character to the PS4.
Yeah.
My friend.
No, that was to cross over the systems. But if it's your account, it's your account. I have the same on my Xbox One. I have the same account it's your Rockstar account. It's not like a separate file within the game. It's your Rockstar account. So
if you get to level 100, go on your Xbox, pop it up, you're going to be at the same spot.
Yeah. Or I'm pretty sure that's what mine's at. I might have to pop it in and let you know. I mean, I'm downloading GTA on the PC right now, so when I log in, I'll let you know. But I'm pretty sure on my Xbox One, it's the same character.
Because that's the only way that would be even worth it. Because if you have to start all over on your online stuff, like, no, fuck that.
Which also, it's not the end of the world because now,
With
like
the money you got or spent, yeah.
no, like they have the so like this PC version that you can download for free gives you the Criminal Enterprise Starter Pack, which gives you like a lot. It gives you offices and shit. Like gives you enough. It gives you enough money so you're set, and then on top of that, it gives you the business stuff so you can make more money. So it's really not that bad if you get that version. If you're starting from scratch, then yeah, it would be kind of trash. But yeah, I don't think you have to.
Yeah. It's almost like The Sims. Like, at this point, like, I'm ready to look forward to, like, the next one, play games I haven't played, and, like,
Yeah.
not just really invest the time into that
Mhm.
that older game.
But I think that's that's kind of it on the news. Again, I feel like every time we do this damn news, dude, we end up spending like 30 minutes
Well,
talking about the snooze shit.
Well, we got to expand on points. There's a
Yeah.
lot out there. But I mean, so that was our news, and it brings us into our backgrounds, mostly his Smackdown versus Raw 2006.
Mhm.
So obviously, kind of actually, if you think about what we talked about just there, it kind of actually bled into this because for years, PlayStation had Smackdown. I believe Here Comes the Pain was the last edition.
Mhm.
Xbox, the original had Raw and Raw 2. And then WrestleMania, I believe, they didn't do a third Raw, but they did a WrestleMania game.
Yeah.
And then they took the SmackDown and Raw brands and brought it together for both systems.
Mhm.
When it sounds great as I'm saying it because they were solid games.
Well, I don't
But
think
both,
the first SmackDown was Raw, and then 2006 they weren't. They were only PlayStation. 2007 was when they put it on the 360. I'm pretty sure.
okay, well, at least whatever it might have been,
Yeah.
I know that SmackDown was on PlayStation, Raw was on Xbox, and then next thing you know, we get an SVR, and it was like two worlds collide, and like
Yeah.
this one that's behind me, which isn't our showcase, but like I remember that awesome intro where it did the whole thing where it was like each video game would show like it would show clips, and then it was like and they come together like SmackDown versus Raw. And that was probably that. We're not going to cover this game. It's just the fact of what brought us to it. So 06 is the game that we're covering.
Yes.
And Kyle probably knows more about each particular game than I do. I can't think of them unless I go in and research them.
All right. So 2006 was very, very well known for being the game to introduce GM mode. Obviously, that's the pretty much. I guess it's safe to say the most fan favorite game
Wish
mode
list.
within any wrestling game. If you ask anybody who's a fan of wrestling games and you say what's your favorite game mode, probably 9 or at least 8 out of 10 of them would probably say GM mode. It has always been my favorite. You and I both can agree on that. We're both in the 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. I mean, not that we did well. We just like the concept of it.
No, yeah, I don't think I ever wanted GM mode because I was a little kid. I don't know how to manage money and stuff like that. I just like the ability to draft my own roster and make my own shows.
That's
cool.
I just wish not that the computer was easy for GM mode, but more that the computer like wasn't an asshole booker. Like they really said like fuck you when they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna book a cage match and not burn through all my money, and then the next match week I'm gonna have my main event's gonna be a first blood match for the world heavyweight title, and you're like, how are you doing this? Like I'm trying to book a legitimately smart card, and you're over here like. I mean, as a kid, I was still saying, like, you can't just put a Hell in a Cell on a random Monday Night Raw and then First Blood the next one. Like, who's booking this?
Yeah.
And how are you making any money? I'm always poor.
I felt like the computer was computer was like controlling itself. Like it seemed like it controlled the game in general. Like it just seemed like it was always gonna win unless you found the way to like kind of hack it and win.
Yeah, I bet if we look up now in retrospect, we could go into walkthroughs and easily find where it says, if you get this person, that person, spend your money here, you'll at least have a chance of winning. And I'm like, I don't want guaranteed winning.
Yeah, and the thing is too is like when I was a kid, I wasn't really even playing to win. I was just playing to have my own roster and build my own shows. So I wasn't drafting. Like if I didn't like somebody, like if I didn't really care for Undertaker, I wasn't gonna draft Undertaker. I didn't pay attention to the fact that he may have had like the highest overall in the game or the biggest popularity. I was like, no, I want to draft people that I want to draft. So I was always drafting when it came to like the big guys. I was always kind of drafting Cena, Batista, Ray, and like Edge, and that was about it. And those guys in 2006 really actually don't have that big popularity. The guys that had the big popularity were like Undertaker, Triple H, Hulk Hogan, like almost like the legends were the guys that had the really big popularity. Cena kind of did, but like Batista, Rey Mysterio, Edge, like they didn't really have popularity. So it's like I was already kind of screwing myself. And then also I loved the cruiserweights, so I was always drafting. I would screw myself as a kid because I would draft like my 5th draft pick would be like Hurricane, Paul London, and then they're still drafting, like Shawn Michaels,
Kurt Angle.
Yeah, I wasn't playing to like win. I wasn't playing to have like the advantage. I was just playing to play with the people that I wanted on my roster and book the shows that I wanted to book.
And I think I remember the cruiserweight title when like you'd put on, it'd almost be like how they do 5-star matches right now. Like the cruiserweight title meant very little to like the weight of the match. Like it gave you like a small sliver where like the world title would do like a lot more for you.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, damn. Like I always like cruiserweights because like I knew I wasn't gonna be big. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm practically a cruiserweight. So it's like, come on, that's me, and those are all the guys that we enjoyed watching, and they're like, yeah, no, fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Put the big guys out there.
Yeah.
The big guy.
So yeah, that was always my thing. Anybody that knows me within wrestling knows I love Paul London, and this was his only this was the only game he was in until 2009.
That's crazy.
So like he wasn't in. Oh, he was in Day of Reckoning, but Day of Reckoning,
GameCube.
wasn't. Yeah, I had a GameCube, but I never had Day of Reckoning, to be honest. I always had the Smackdown vs Raw games, and I even had like the Raw games, but for some reason, I never just had the Day of Reckoning games on the GameCube because it was more my sister's console than it was mine. So I was never really playing it. If I was playing it, I wasn't really playing a game with her, kind of thing. And for a while as a kid, I don't even think I knew that Paul London was in the game. If I did, I'd probably have it, which I haven't now. But yeah, so that was always big for me. Was I always wanted to play 2006 because it was GM mode and I could play as Paul London. So that was really big for me. That was always my go-to was I'll play 2006. I'll do a GM mode, pick SmackDown, get Paul London, get Rey Mysterio, and I'll be good. But then the game itself was also pretty fun. Like it was a pretty good game. I played the story mode back not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. I actually played. I think I had sent you a Snapchat. I started with Here Comes the Pain and worked my way up to 2007. That's where I stopped. So yeah, I played 2006 and like going back and playing that too. I've played that season mode so many times as a kid that like it was almost scary how well I knew all the cutscenes.
Yeah, I remember now that it was actually the first one that had the Buried Alive match too, which I think I played so much at first because like there's casket matches in like SmackDown 2 and maybe some other ones in between, but like Buried Alive was definitely different. Like.
I mean, that like the casket matches in the old games was really just it was like you pick up a weapon, you pick up the casket as a weapon, and you like hit them with it to throw them in it, kind of thing.
Remember when you swung a casket like it weighed 5 pounds?
Exactly. Whereas this one was different. It was a set match. The casket wasn't picked up. You went and you had to go up towards the stage to the right, get on this giant dirt mound, and you had to try and throw them in the casket. Then you throw them in the casket. Then you had to try and close it before they can get their hand out and stop it from closing.
Oh yeah, when you just
yeah, which is what I got annoyed with because I did the season mode. You use you could choose your own path, but eventually when you're on SmackDown, you either face the Undertaker in a Buried Alive match or you face Eddie Guerrero in a Buried Alive match. And I faced Undertaker, and I beat the hell out of this dude. Like he had no chance, but for some reason, Homeboy literally kept stopping the casket from closing every time I went to close it.
Yeah, that's Undertaker for you.
Yeah. But yeah, the game. This also introduced the locker room. If you remember the locker room, that's one of my favorite parts of.
No, the locker room was so cool because I've always liked the locker room because I wish the locker room was more so like I remember later editions. It probably was still SmackDown versus Raw, where you had like a locker room, but it was more like almost like a hub locker room where
Yeah.
you like had different things, and then you turned to the door, and then you walked up, and then started the show.
Yeah.
That
So
would make more sense
2000,
now.
2006, it was like you would go in, but it was you couldn't walk around. It was like you had to hit the arrow keys, and it would take you to a different place. And then they did it in 2007. That was last year they did it. 2007 was where you could walk around, which makes it obviously even better
But you
because you're able to
improve
walk
on
around.
things, you know.
Yeah.
I liked it. Probably seven's the one I'm thinking about because when you come in, you go to the right, you could do training,
Yeah.
and you could do anyone. Like if I had made you and other people, your overall started like 40 something, and I had so much extra. Like I want to say VC because that's what they use in like 2K.
Mhm.
But I would dump the VC into you because I'd be like, I need to get you up from 45, dude. You can't play unless you're at least 60.
Yeah.
But you could go walk around. I remember, I think you could change your furniture.
Oh, it was
You
awesome.
you would go upstairs, and I remember I used to have banners and stuff hung, and then you'd have I liked upstairs because you had your trophy collection. Like if you won the belt
Well,
at some point, it went up on the wall.
that was 2007. 2006 didn't have the upstairs. 2007 was the one with the stairs.
So
2006
seven's the one.
was just one room, but you could still do like I don't think they had banners. 2007 had the banners, which I love. I have like the DX1 and stuff like that. 2006 though, you could have posters. You could change the furniture. You can put. I always used to love because obviously I'm a big action figure guy, and even as a kid I was. So like I used to love putting like the DX action figures out there and stuff like that. Um, so that was like really cool. The locker room, especially because it's such a heavy, so heavily in season mode. That was your hub. When you're in season mode, you pretty much went in there for everything to train and
hmm
up your stats for season mode, or to look at the shop to buy super like legends or stuff like that, or to look at like the emails and the magazine stuff like that. It was cool that you can customize it because you were in a lot. So it'd be kind of shitty if you couldn't do anything in it. You know what I'm saying? It was just there because if you don't
Yeah.
enjoy it, you don't enjoy it. But the fact that you can put, you know, a Tori Wilson poster on that wall, and then you can put a Rey Mysterio poster on the other wall. Then you have a Hulk Hogan trash can, and you have a DX action figure over there, and then you have Carlito's Apple over on the other side on the bar. It was just
hmm
really cool that you can customize it. So the locker room for '06 and '07 was fucking fire. One of the better parts of both of the games, and
It's never been removed.
definitely something I'd love to see come back, especially if like you and I constantly talk about since it's 2K and NBA has the the like my career where you go on and you have the hub where you can go into all the different things. You have your house. Like I said, if you and I have talked about that a lot, and going into you know WB hopefully doing that within the next game now they're taking a break. Hopefully they do that.
Well,
Hopefully,
that's if they're a 2K game. EA is not known to do stuff like that. Where 2K, that's their MO.
but hopefully
So
it's one of those things of like you go in, you can go in the performance center, you go in your locker room instead of obviously in the performance center it's just lockers in one giant room, but for the sake of you personally, you go in, you have your own locker room and you can customize it. Like you can customize I'm more sure in NBA you can customize things around your house and stuff like that.
you can do some stuff, not as much as you'd like, but like if you get some achievements, like in the years past, you get like a bobblehead. It
Yeah.
goes on like your table and stuff, and like not that you can really control them, but when
But
you
it still
buy like
adds something to it.
yeah, so what would probably change to be a belt wall would be like when you win a belt, it goes up on the wall like the old games.
Yeah.
Here, when you buy shoes, they do the thing where like one of your, two shoes, like one of them goes on the wall, so you have
On
a
the
shoe
wall.
wall.
Yeah.
So like if you're buying Jordans and stuff, they put one of the shoes up there from the pair, and it looks cool. But like other than that, you can change like your indoor court, anything about that, and that's all they pretty much let you do on that. But that's majority of your locker room slash my court, what
But
they
the
call
fact
it.
if you could go on and they make the game so you can do that, you go into your locker room, you can change all this stuff, and hey, even if you have your own personal ring, as if it's like your court, you could change what the ring looks like. You can change what the area around the ring looks like. Put logos on the walls and stuff like that. Really
hmm
cool. So hopefully that's something they put into a upcoming WWE video game.
Hopefully.
um, the roster was fire too. The roster had a lot of good people. It included a lot of cruiserweights, which I liked. Obviously, like I said, Hurricane, Paul London, Rey Mysterio was in there. You had the big guys like Kurt Angle, Edge, Undertaker. Jericho, that was like the last game Jericho was in till like 2009 or something like that, 2008 I think, or 2009. So like he was gone for a little bit, and that was when he still had like the long hair and the
I
tights.
think that's the last time he had the
Yeah.
hair down to his like ears.
Mm. Um, then also the Legends too. The Legends was pretty stacked. You had like Hulk Hogan, then you had like Hollywood. You had like 3 different versions of Hogan, which is kind of dumb.
No,
But
I think
you
he
had
was
like
still working at that point.
a little bit, yeah. But you had like normal Hulk Hogan, which was like still working with the normal tights. You had Hollywood Hogan, which is everybody probably loved. And then you had like 80s Hogan, which is like classic. Came with the bandana, with the trunks. Yeah, Mankind. You had Junkyard Dog. You had you even had Jake Roberts, but Jake Roberts was interestingly enough and pretty cool. Was a PSP exclusive. Like it was available on PSP, but then if you plugged your PSP into your PS2, you were able to unlock him in the PS2 version of the game.
That's cool. I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, which is
That
pretty
sounds
tight.
like some Game Boy thing
Mhm.
where you can only, if you remember Game Boy, when you actually needed to, I think, evolve Hunter, you had to trade him to get um, his
Yeah,
third, like the third evolution of Ghostly.
yeah. I never did it, but
Ghastly,
I
Ghastly.
when I play, I knew about it. Then I was reminded of it when I was playing the
Oh,
season.
Gengar.
I was playing the season mode again. I was reminded of it. So yeah, you would like plug your PSP into your PS2, and you would be able to unlock him in the PS2 version of the game. But Jimmy Hart was a playable character in the game, which was interesting, and he just did like a DDT as his finisher and stuff like that. Yeah, Peps, you
Big
got any?
first one.
You got any? Oh, also on the PSP version too. I had the PSP version for a little bit, and that was pretty cool because they had mini games. So they had like you could play poker. And they had a mini game where you were Eugene and you were like doing an airplane run around the ring, like avoiding objects and stuff like that.
Huh, of course they did.
Oh, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, you got anything else before we move on?
Not really, because all these SmackDown versus Raw games, from the first one that is my background right now to I think the last one in like what was it, 09?
2011.
What they 11?
Yeah.
They're all pretty solid games. When I looked at the soundtrack, this probably was maybe one of the least strong ones, I
Mhm.
want to say. When I look at like there's probably jams that I'd probably enjoy, but like with all the hits that when you're like, what about this one? Like Firefly, or what about like the Bullet with a Name, or Non-Point, like some of them you yeah, a lot of those ones you're just like instantly you're transported right there. So
For sure.
yeah.
So Peps, what are you playing?
Well, so pretty much I haven't branched out to too much, but what I played all day today was actually a mobile game. It's
Okay.
my favorite game I have, and probably the only really one I have on my phone, but that's the American Dag Apocalypse Now app. And I really like it because like some of these games that are smarter these days, like a Fortnite or NBA can be like,
Mhm.
they are smart with doing events. So it's one of those shelter type games where you build shelters and you level up, and things take hours, if not days, to get built and upgrade.
Mhm.
But at the same time, with all these events, like I just was showing someone at work today that some of my characters' attachments, which they're all clones of Roger. You have guns, armors, and stuff like that. Just like the Fallout one, if anyone's played Fallout. But like this one, it's all stuff. So like some of them are in. I have one in a like an Irish suit, which is like an epic level one, and then there's legendary. I have a bunny suits that are legendary. I have like different weapons that are all themed, Christmas ones. So right now there's like a barbecue event going on. So there's some legendary like artifacts that are available if you do a bunch of work. So today was like day one of this barbecue thing for like Mother's Day. I don't know if it's really Mother's Day, but like going into like summer ish.
Okay.
So I'm gonna like it's one thing like I stopped playing in between, but I'm gonna be grinding a little bit. It's very addicting
Okay.
because
That
you
sounds
can
fun.
put it down knowing that like stuff's not gonna happen
Yeah.
anytime soon. And then when you're like, cool, like this is sometimes you get like a daily like alien invasion, so you can just go hard for a little bit, and you have all like enough food so you can do attack.
Yeah.
So once you can do attack, you're like, all right, let's go hard on this right now.
So I don't know if you're even ready for me to tell you what I'm playing.
Don't want to hear Fortnite.
No, no, you're actually gonna
Okay.
be probably ecstatic when I say this. Okay, you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
I have started playing Borderlands.
Oh, you told me already.
I did.
Yeah,
Did
you asked me about the Handsome collection, or that you said you downloaded it. I am ecstatic. No, I'm
I?
very
Oh,
ecstatic.
okay. Yeah, I did.
And how do you like it so far?
I love it. I haven't been able to put it down. I actually
Perfect.
have put it down. I've started with I think it's the first one, the like prequel one.
Essentially, it came out, I think, maybe after 2 or
Yeah, I
whatever.
think it
But
came out after 2, but it's the story is before 2, I think.
so since you haven't played any, it's better because you can
Yeah.
play the prequel. I think they remastered the first one, but I think that one is prequel and 2. And realistically, you most of those games, like, there is a story, but it is kind of broken up story and it's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's kind of like saying like people. It's kind of like saying people realistically could come in at like Force Awakens and still kind of know
Yeah.
that like you could miss the first ones and like you're gonna miss the backstory, but you
Mm.
really realistically could jump in. That could be your first movie. Like if you do the prequel, you probably get a really good foundation of who Jack is and what's going on.
Yeah.
And then
So,
if you skipped one, they have different like they pretty much give you different starters all the time. So you get
did
4 new
you
starters
did you play
every time.
the prequel one?
I played all of them. I never finished any of them.
Oh, you never. Okay. So, the
I
prequel one.
usually get to a mission, I get pissed off.
Yeah, well, that's where I'm at right now. So, the prequel one, so Jack is supposed to be like the bad guy, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, he's not in the prequel one. Like, he's actually a pretty chill dude.
Yeah, I believe that was the case.
Which he did, like, he murdered a bunch of people randomly towards the end that I'm at here, which I think is like he starts off pretty chill, but I think he starts turning evil. But yeah, the prequel that I'm playing, it's fun. It's basically you're on a space station, some like armies basically takes over, and the whole point of the game is you have to do everything you can to try and take it back over. So you build like a robot
I
army.
think I remember now. So
Um,
I think I remember that because it's been years since I played the prequel.
but I think I'm at like the final boss, and that's where I'm annoyed. And I stopped playing yesterday, like pretty late at night, and haven't touched it since because it's still on. My PlayStation's been on, but it's just like it's not easy at all.
No,
Like as
they're
soon as
really hard, and
you take the elevator upstairs, and it's like as soon as you take the elevator upstairs, you're like your health is like half drained. Like they fuck you up.
yeah, sometimes I don't remember how that one is because you have to use like your special stuff to like.
Mhm.
I usually do ones where I can do like a hologram. I always forget which ones they're called, and I
Yeah, so
can't
that's
think
what
right now.
so the starter that I chose was the imposter Jack because I was like, oh, that seems pretty cool, and his ability gives you like two other Jacks, like two holographic Jacks
Ooh,
that will fight with you.
1 second.
It's frozen in time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna have to cut all of this. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, no, my TV, likes to bug out and just
Mhm.
randomly turned on and it went from HDMI to channel. So it was.
I got
I don't have a remote anywhere near me, so I'm like, I'm just
you.
going to plug it because it's already bugging it out.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, what's most frustrating is like we talked about this, I think even last week, where when you get frustrated and you just rage quit because every time you die, you have to go start over.
Yeah.
And certain, I think in the second game,
Mhm.
I'm at a point where I have to do it cooperatively.
Mhm.
I don't think there's a point of getting past this by myself. And every time I do it, I have to start back at like a certain point, which isn't like I wish I could quit the mission because I think maybe it was a mission too hard for me,
Mhm.
and I need to come back when I'm stronger,
Mhm.
or with a person co-op.
Well,
But it's like I
how
did.
cool would that be if we went in and did two?
hmm
If
Yeah, I
that's a
don't even know
possibility.
where I'm at level wise. I have to. You would have to tell me where if you're close to the mission, and
Mhm.
then co-operatively be it. Because like the thing is, lately most people don't play games. If I'm like, hey, do you have Borderlands 2? Either it's no or I don't play it anymore. Like,
Yeah.
so to even be like, hey, let's link up. Like,
Yeah.
it's not always in the cards. But I do have, I think, prequel 1, 2, and 3, which 3 is great.
Mhm. Yeah. Three is the most recent
So
one, right?
yeah, you're gonna have to work your way there.
Yeah.
Just because if you can go in story, 2 is a good story. I was enjoying playing 2, and people were like, "You're playing 2." It might have been Spandex. I think he was giving me crap. He's like, "You do know 3s." I was like, "Yeah, but I never beat 2." So
I mean, I'm having
I
fun with the
own 3.
prequel. I've had a lot of fun with it. It's challenging. It's fun. The weapons are fun to play with. So yeah, it's pretty funny too. It's a very comical game.
That's what I was saying. Like I was like, it's tough to get into at first because you're trying to figure out like what it is. That's a different kind of like thing, but I didn't think like the art was going to bother you. But I was like the comedy's there that whatever the storyline sometimes feels like it may lack, and it can be gory at times that you're just like, oh, the
Mm.
comedy's there that kind of brings it up, and Claptrap is just amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it for that. You said you don't have a gaming memory this week?
No, my brain's mush. I don't.
Yeah. It's
The
3
only
a.m.
thing I could say is just elaborate on the gaming app, and I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah. So I will give my gaming memory, then we'll close this out so we can head to bed. Well, I gotta edit these, but my gaming memory is with Far Cry 3. And I'll keep this short. Far Cry 3, I got it for Christmas one year. And we, me, my sister, and my cousin Jack, we were upstairs playing it the whole time. We had another crowd of people around us, of like other kids, like my sister's friends or other family members and stuff like that. And in Far Cry 3, I think you're able to like take over. You played Far Cry 3, right?
I think so.
I think you're able to take over like strongholds, kind of. So it's like places, and if you kill all the enemies in that place, you like your group takes it over.
Can in 4, so you should in 3.
Yeah. So in 3, well, first of all, I was like swimming in the water, and me, my sister, and Jack got the jump scare of our lives. I was like swimming in the water, and then all of a sudden, this giant crocodile popped out of the water and like jumped at the screen, and it gave us the biggest jump scare I think all 3 of us have ever had in our lives, which is a fond memory the 3 of us have. But yeah, Christmas Day, my family always has a Christmas party. Everybody came over, and I was level like 3, and I found the stronghold that was like, it was like probably the last stronghold you ever are supposed to take over. It's like level 30 or something like that. And so I had no reason to try and attempt to do this stronghold, but we spent the whole time, other than eating like dinner and dessert, other than that, the whole time was spent upstairs while I had every kid at this party watch me attempt to take over this like kingdom. Pretty much, it was literally like a coliseum kind of. And yeah, it took hours and hours, but I fucking did it, dude. I was like level 3. All I had was like an assault rifle and a pistol, but somehow I went in and I like took over this crazy ass stronghold like almost at the beginning of the game.
Could you imagine finishing that and the experience points bringing you to like level 10?
It probably did. I don't necessarily remember. I just remember doing it, but it probably did a good amount for my character, because that definitely
If you
shouldn't be possible.
if you ever were like I'm thinking of Pokemon again, like if you're like a level 10 and you knocked out another level 15 and they were just the difference of you being water and them rock, you get a shit ton of XP because you knocked out someone bigger than you, where if it was vice versa you get less. So like if you're level 3 going into a stronghold 30 room, like the loadout you possibly getting or like the experience points,
Yeah, it was a very fun
especially for
memory.
someone that's a 3.
Yeah, very fun memory. I don't ever even think I finished the game, but I did play the hell out of it, and I will say that was the highlight, because I literally had it for a few hours and somehow managed to do something that's probably not necessarily possible or very hard to do, but I found a way to do
Oh
it.
yeah. Shoot duck. Shoot duck.
That's literally what I was doing. I was finding every crevice to hide in, shooting as many people as I could, and then I would eventually end up dying, and I would have to restart.
No, thank you.
All right.
Rage
Well,
quit.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I know Pep's internet was kind of jank, but thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We appreciate the support. This was episode 3 of the Guys of the Galaxy podcast, video game talk. Yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next week.